Welcome to AMT Headingley, everybody. Welcome to today's Reserves Clash. A pleasure to have your company on Rhinos TV Plus, and thank you for joining us. If you're just trying this out for the first time as a free member, we're really pleased to be bringing you today's huge Reserves Clash. It's Leeds Rhinos taking on St Helens. No game gets much bigger, whether it's the Reserves, the Academy, or even the first team, which we hopefully will see later on as Chev Walker's side look to continue their winning streak at the minute and take down a St Helens side who themselves are fighting to get into the top six. My name's Dan Hawkhead. A pleasure to have your company over the next 2 hours, bringing you live coverage of today's game. And I spoke to head coach Chev Walker just a little while ago to get his pre-match thoughts. The side back in reserves action today against St Helens. It should be a tough outing for the boys.
Yeah, we're hoping so, and obviously in reflection from the last time out here, we didn't string 80 together. First half wasn't the greatest, but finished strong. So yeah, that's been the main focus, is nailing the start and maintaining that throughout.
Just a handful of changes for yourself today. Wade White, though, coming in at fullback for his first reserves appearance. Are you excited to see how he'll go? I am, yeah. He's
been waiting patiently, and he's been building his game nice and strongly there in the 18. So it'd be a good challenge for him. It'd be good to see if he's everything that's put into practice is able to transfer that out there on the field.
Welcome on to AMT Headingley, everybody. Thank you for joining us, whether you're a Rhinos TV Plus customer or whether you join us on the freebie this week. It's a pleasure to have your company bringing you this reserves matchup. It's Leeds Rhinos reserves taking on St Helens reserves. Games don't get much bigger, whether you're the Academy Scholarship or reserves level or even the first team. These games are the ones that you want to watch. My name's Dan Hawkhead, a pleasure to have your company, and I'm joined for this broadcast by Leeds Rhinos reserves fullback Dylan Hutchinson. Dylan, a great game in store for us today.
Yeah, honestly, it's great. The weather looks all right. There's a bit of wind out there, but the sun's shining, and yeah, set for a cracking game.
We are absolutely set for a brilliant game. We'll run you through those lineups just before the teams enter the field of play, starting with the home side in the Rhinos, third in the table coming into this game. Starting fullback is Wade White on his reserves debut today. Been great for the under-18s this year. He gets to go in the number 1 shirt. On the wings and the outside backs all remain the same. Marcus Gary, Jacob Hardy, Ned McCormack and Riley Lum lining up on the edges. Harley Thomas and Harry Smith combined in the halves once again. And the forward pack is unchanged from that win last time out against Castleford. Joe Butterfield and Joe Diskin in there, along with Tom Nicholson-Watton, Oliver Smart, Jacob Stead and Zach Lloyd heading up the 13. On the bench for Leeds, 2 changes. Evan Jones and Huey Tinkler and Robin Smith, come in to join Elliot Fox and Robin and Huey Tinkler. And the head coach, of course, is Chev Walker. St Helens, though, they make a handful of changes from their last win over London. At fullback is Jack Campbell. On the wings, Lucas Stableman-Blue and Joel Kilgannon. In the centres, Oscar Knox and Matthew Pinketh. And the halves for Saints, Tyler McGann and Luca Walsh partner each other as we move into the pack. Alfie Tate, one of those changes, he comes in at prop alongside Oliver Evans with Cole Marsh at hooker. And then the back row, Deacon Swarbrick and Harvey Bradish with Chris Matangi completing the match day 13. On the bench for Saints, Riley Hyde, Sam Oakes, Matty Evans and Toby Battelle. The head coach for St Helens is Ian Talbot. So Dylan, we've bigged it up. I don't think there's any much bigger way we can big this game up, but the Rhinos coming into this with a great run of form. 5 wins in the last 5. It's a great time to be a reserves player in the Rhinos lineup.
Yeah, the boys have been on fire recently, you know, and I'm sure they'll be looking forward to getting out there and having some fun today as well.
Well, as we approach the start of kickoff, both teams lining up after the sad passing this week of John Keir, of course known for his head coach of the England, Scotland and Wales teams, as well as a handful of rugby league teams. There is a minute's silence. Amazing on the field, in the coach's box as a head coach, and with a microphone as a commentator, the much missed and much loved John Keir. So Dylan, moving straight into the preparations for kickoff. It'll be the Rhinos who are going to be receiving kickoff. It's a great opportunity for the boys to notch up another win, but against the Saints side, who have found a bit of form in that win over London last time out. Yeah, the boys have been excited all week for this game. You know, St Helens at home is a game you're always looking out for, and yeah, I'm sure the boys are ready for it today. And obviously, not a lot of changes in the lineup. It must be good to have that consistency out there, as well as lads are getting minutes. Whether it's whether you're an academy player, whether you're a reserves player, or even a first team player. Yeah, that's a big thing. You know, keeping it consistent. You know, even though there is changes in the team, but set for a great match here. So we are underway. Luca Walsh kicking us off towards the Western Terrace. Nicely taken by Riley Lum, and Oliver Smart goes straight back into the contact. We are underway in this one. No games, like we've said, get much bigger than Leeds taking on the Saints, as Smart taking it into the tackle of two. Leeds building quite nicely in these opening minutes. Zach Lloyd over the 40. Big win last time out. A flurry of second half tries saw them defeat the Castleford Tigers last time out, the Rhinos, who do sit in third. We've got one more game remaining of this first half of the reserve season, as Leeds with a nice break up the middle, a half break at least, from Tom Nicholson. Watton fights to play the ball. Ball comes out for Harry Smith, who goes high. First chance under the high kick for Stableman Blue. Fumbles it into the arms of Jack Campbell, and it's saved there by Saints. I think the win there, Dylan, playing its toying with the Saints lineup already. I think they'll be glad it's going with them in the first half. Yeah, Leeds will be happy with that. That first set, they made good yards down the middle and then got to the kick, completed the set, and now Saints are having to take the hard carries out their own 10-metre line. So yeah, Leeds will be happy with that. And it's obviously one of those that, yes, you can build so much in attack, but off your defensive resolve, it's so key, isn't it, as well? Yeah, definitely. Saints, this is the last place they'd want to be, coming out of their own 20 yards. These are the real tough carries in the game, and yeah, Leeds staying disciplined at the minute, and fifth tackle, only 20 metres, they'll be happy with that. As Walsh forced to fashion a kind of kick away towards Wade White, but he'll pick that up on his 40 and carry it back towards halfway. A nice, comfortable take for Wade, who's been so great for the under-18s this year. 5 appearances and 5 tries. He's been in sensational form. What's he been like to work on and see around the training ground? Yeah, he's great. He's always dedicated to the game, and he's been looking forward to it all week. He won't stop telling me all week about it. So, a chance though for Ned McCormack. He's managed to race free. Ned McCormack finds a try line, and Leeds get the opening score in this one. Ned McCormack, he was a try scorer last time out against Castleford, and he makes sure to open the scoring in this one. It's Leeds Rhinos reserves 4, St Helens reserves 0. Ned McCormack gets his 6th try of the reserve season, Dylan. A great try there. Yeah, he's been on fire this season, Ned. Slides through the defence there and beat the fullback. Yeah, great try. As we just see, just rounded Jack Campbell. Not a lot the young fullback could do on that occasion, and against a much more senior player in Ned McCormack, you trust him to finish those kinds of tries. Definitely, he's got pace to burn, yeah. Definitely trust him to finish that one. It's a lethal edge as well, isn't it, when you've got Ned in try scoring from. You've got Riley Lum, who's ripped up this competition this year. 15 tries to his name. No doubt we could see him on the scoreboard too, but to have those senior guys from when you've played reserves as well, is it key to have those guys drop down from the first team? Do they share much knowledge from what they learn with Brad Arthur? Yeah, it's good, they bring that sort of leadership down into the team, and obviously the style of play they bring from the first team, and yeah, it's always great to have them come down and lead us around, you know what I mean? Absolutely do. As Zach Lloyd will look to add the 2. You can probably hear the wind gusting throughout the Stadium Bowl today, and it's just fallen off the tee at the vital moment. So he'll go back through his preparation, will Zach. Been so good with the boot this year himself. He's got 4 goals. And what would usually be a routine kick for a right footer, this could be a tough one. This wind is swirling up here in the south stand. As Lloyd hooks it across, just hits the post. So unfortunate. Score remains though, Leeds Rhinos 4, Saints 0. And it's important, judging every game is really important to get the opening try, Dylan, but to be able to put our foot down on the game and be ready to go and get the first points of the game is always crucial, isn't it? Yeah, almost a perfect start, I'd say, from Leeds, if not perfect. Made good yards off the first set, kicked deep into Saints territory, and then
return the ball back on the halfway line and then make a break to score. So, yeah, Leeds will be happy with it.
Absolutely, they will, as Walsh gets us back underway. Harley Thomas under that one, hands it off to Joe Butterfield, and a big carry back in. These Leeds players are definitely up for this one. He almost broke through that tackle there, did Joe, as Oliver Smart puts his hands up and takes that second carry towards the 30. Disc it at dummy half for Lloyd, shifting it for Harry Smith, who's got a bit of room to work. White for Hardy, out to Marcus Gary. Now we'll see the speed of Gary. He puts in a little kick behind two for Joe Diskin. Can he get the ball? No, he can't. The hooker. We're playing on, though. It's Jacob Hardy for the line.
Great try.
Fantastic work from the centre. Made sure to keep the ball alive. It was difficult when Joe Diskin was in there trying to fashion a kick ahead for himself. He fancied himself another try after getting 2 last time out. But Jacob Hardy gets his 3rd try. It's his 3rd consecutive appearance at centre. And what a way to crown it, Dylan, by getting a try. Back-to-back scores for the Rhinos. Danger warning signs here, though, for Saints.
Yeah, they're really feeling it today. The boys, playing early there, making the break, and yeah, they're on fire. The great start from Rhinos.
As we just see the replay, it was a fantastic move. You could just see how tight there the Saints outside backs were there, Dylan.
Yeah, just caught them out earlier. What we're at the 3rd play, they wouldn't have expected them to play that early, and yeah, we get the rewards out of it with the try.
As whilst the replay is still going, Zach Lloyd does add the extras this time, so he has got the kicking boots back on, making the score. Leeds Rhinos reserves 10, St Helens reserves 0. Safely takes it through, but it was difficult there, wasn't it? Because when Joe Diskin in that situation, trying to pick up a ball, trying to get himself forward for the try, to actually stay in the chase as well must be quite difficult to keep yourself around the ball.
Yeah, definitely.
As we're just getting that replay again at the bottom right corner, but Jacob Hardy nicely crowning himself with a try after being part of that grand final winning side last year for the Rhinos. Looking to return back there, will they? We will find out when fixtures are revealed after next week's game against Hull KR. The Rhinos finishing with a trip to the Robins before the second half of the season's fixtures are revealed. And you can bank on the Rhinos being in there along with Wakefield, Wigan and Warrington at the moment. St Helens are fighting for their place. They could do with a win today. The ball put down by Leeds. It's Tom Nicholson-Watton who can't keep hold of that one. And Saints Dylan going straight on the attack with Cole Marsh.
Yeah, it'll be good to test the Rhinos here. First bit of defensive had to put in for the start of the game. So, yeah.
We'll see what they can do as it comes out wide with Campbell. Fashions a ball out wide to Joel Kilgannon, who's well tackled by Ned McCormack. Wants to push him over the try line, but our referee calls held as McGann drops the ball off as it's Tate arcing into the arms of Oliver Smart. Now Marsh at dummy half, McGann, Walsh. Feeds it on for Deacon Swarbrick. He's got 4 tries in 7 games in back row and centre. He's played across the park for the Saints this year. McGann dummies to go for the line himself. Can't quite get through. Leeds holding firm as Saints reach the last tackle. Walsh kicks in behind. There's a chase there for Leeds. They've managed to keep hold of the ball with Harry Smith, but have conceded a dropout. It had to be done there. There had to be some intervention, Dylan, because there were St Helens defenders rushing up quickly there.
Yeah, they responded well to the second try of Saints, building a bit of pressure, getting back in the arm wrestle. Obviously, it's not an ideal start for them, but yeah, they're looking back to getting the arm wrestle, and they're doing well so far.
Well, Wade White playing quick with a dropout that goes well over halfway, and Swarbrick Blue runs it straight back in. Just a note, by the way, our referees today, Ollie Salmon is the main referee, and our touch judges is Ewan Keat and Josh Egan, as Saints bring it back in. They're looking to respond to those 2 Leeds tries. Like we said, at an important time of the year for Ian Talbot's side. Matanga with that carry. Now McGann shapes to go out to Campbell. Ball comes off the arms of Riley Lund. They're going to give this as a knock-on. Well, it could be an argument it went backwards, coming off the winger, the way it went back into Zach Lloyd, but St Helens keeping the pressure on. It's getting tense here.
Yeah, I think Riley needed to do that. They had the overlap. If that ball goes through, I think the winger gets away, so they won't mind that too much, the Rhinos, but just another set to defend.
The Saints McGann. Shifting it wide for Penketh. They only came back and managed to score 2 tries. It was a great return to action for the centre earlier in the year. He's against London even. It was a fantastic performance from him, and one that Saints could look to replicate with Walsh. Shapes to go back inside, takes it in himself. He took Oliver Evans all the way with him there before finally going into the tackle of Jacob Stead. Evans again, McGann fires it off the chest into Bradish. He's forced to go to ground. Quick play though from Saints here. They're looking to go in with Campbell. Ball comes again off the arms of Riley Lum. More intervention needed. Brilliant from the winger, because Saints really had the power down there. They were going for the try there, Dylan.
Yeah, similar again. If Riley don't do that and he gets through to the winger, I think they go over for 4 points. So yeah, another set to defend for the Rhinos, but they're doing all right so far, so they'll be confident.
All good practice. I think it would be a good way of looking at it, but be interested to see what Chev Walker would have to say at this moment in time. Walsh drops it inside for Bradish. Excuse me, it's Swarbrick over on that right-hand side, that north-stand side, as Saints bringing it in with Ollie Evans. Well, joined as an under-18, but has been ever-present in this lineup for Ian Talbot this year. Ball comes out wide, dropped by Saints. It's Penketh. Doesn't quite have the handling this time. And Leeds get a 20-metre tap. That ball went over the dead ball line. Leeds nicely, rather than picking it up where the knock-on was, the ball was played on. And now we get to tap from the 20. Clever play there from the Rhinos.
Yeah, they'll be happy with that, very happy. You know, they get that extra tackle and do a decent position to start the set off.
And great few carries to bring them back into the action. Marcus Gary taking one of those, and that's, you've just seen there, is Riley Lum. Now Nicholson Watson chimes in. This is where the forwards like to get their work in and get the paycheck, as Lloyd, a little step off that right foot, as we have seen him do. And plenty of times, if you are a Rhinos TV Plus customer, you will have seen that both at Academy and Reserves level this year. Now Hardy with a gap in front of him. He's got one try, gets an offload away brilliantly to Marcus Gary, who just can't get away from the Saints. As they slide back across to make the tackle. Leeds on the last. Smith goes high looking for McCormack. Ball comes back into the arms of McGann. This will be play on. I think the ball just getting caught up in the wind there, Dylan. It looked like a good kick, just didn't quite hang long enough that I think it really gave Ned McCormack the time to get up there.
Yeah, but then again, they'll be happy where they finish the set. It's another completed set in the Saints 10-metre line, so Leeds will be happy with that.
Saints coming forward. Penketh looking to make up for that error earlier on. As he goes short side with McGann, looks to duck and dive in behind, but no opportunity there. Good marker work from Leeds. Walsh kicking from deep, kicking from his own 20. Wade White forced back to retreat with an awkward bounce, but eventually gets his hands on it. Just a note, Dylan, obviously you play full-back. You come through our scholarship or our academy as a half-back full-back. How have you seen Wade tackle these early moments? Because it is a step up. The lads have said it's a step up from playing academy to reserves. Yeah,
I think he's been solid, you know. The both kicks that have come to him, he's dealt with fine, and he's got his numbers right in defence. So, yeah, I think Chev will be pleased with him for the first 10 minutes of the game.
Second phase play from Leeds as Lloyd goes up the middle off the Joe Diskin quick pass. Leeds keeping the ball alive nicely. They are full of confidence. Harry Smith, what a wide ball that is for Marcus Gary. Gary cuts back inside. Brilliant try. Fantastically scored by Leeds. It was brilliant from Harry Smith to architect that pass, to get it out wide to Marcus Gary, who we know has the speed and we know has the finishing technique. Leeds, with their third of the game, takes the score to 14-0, Dylan, on 14 minutes. It's becoming a small route and a small mountain to climb already for St Helens and the visitors today.
Yeah, that were great vision there from Harry Smith. The long ball and then giving it to Gaza with some space, and that's what he does best, finishes tries.
What about the Harbour Bridge ball from Harry Smith? Again, we spoke quite earlier, though, with the Jacob Hardy try, which saw the Rhinos break down the same side of the field. Comes from a shortage of numbers. They're just not reading the terrain right, Saints.
Yeah, I think Leeds getting the quick play at ball, so it makes it a lot harder for Saints to defend and get the numbers right when they have less time and they're getting more fatigued. But yeah, that was a great try, great ball, and Max finishes very well, as always. The
last thing you want to be doing is giving Marcus Gary even an inch of space, otherwise he will burn you to score tries. He's got 4 of them this year in 7 appearances. And while we've touched on the outside backs form, we've talked about Ned McCormack, we've talked about Riley Lund, Marcus Gary very much in that conversation. Tries in 4 of his last 5 games, okay, including one against Castleford. As Lloyd looks to add the conversion, takes his time. And the flags go up, so it's a second successful conversion from Lloyd. Taking it to 16 points to 0, Dylan. Like I said, the game slightly getting away from Saints as we see the replay.
Yeah, it's going over it again. It's a great ball. And,
there's not much the fullback could have done there. I feel a bit sorry for Jack Campbell.
Yeah, Max is probably one of the best in the reserves competition at finishing them tries. And, yeah, like always, he just finishes it.
Manages to get over. It's a long walk back for Saints, but they need to pick the heads up if they want to keep this game in the balance. There's a nice take from Harley Thomas in what, like we've said, in some swirling conditions. The wind is all over the place in this bowl today. We'll be interested to see if that happens, if it sticks around for the first team game. Obviously following us after this. If you're watching us out and about, we're really looking forward to seeing you down. If you're coming down to the stadium, of course, we can't wait to see you here for the first team game. See if Brad Arthur's side can end a long run of defeats against Saints, while the reserves look to add to a run of their own. Unbeaten in the last 3 against this Saints outfit and earn a penalty, Dylan. All the putting Saints back on the back foot. They find themselves in a similar position back by their own try line.
Yeah, it's going all the Rhinos' way at the minute. And credit to the middles, you know, the first few carries of every set, they're just getting on the front and getting that quick play of the ball and getting our team, you know, meters up the field and into good territory.
As Jacob Stead demands that ball, and with a strong carry back into the Saints line, they need to hold firm to the red V here as just holding play. This is referee Salmon. Jacob Stead, I was going to say, getting a little bit of treatment. He's cleared to go. And we're underway again. Smith for Butterfield. There's half a chance. He saw his eyes light up there as he tried to poke his nose through the prop. But Leeds keep coming forward. Diskin. Short side play for Smart. Cut back against the grain. Attack the drain. Besides those markers, as now Diskin goes searching out dummy half. Gives it to Lloyd. Meters shy here, Leeds. Lloyd with the nice carry. Diskin getting a point here from Dylan saying, go out to that left-hand side. That's where they're going. Wade White, Jacob Hardy for the try line. No. Forward pass given by the referee. It looked on when Harry Smith and Wade White connected. Just so fortunate that pass just wasn't timed at the right time there, Dylan.
Yeah, you could see it earlier. There were space on the left, and obviously the boys noticed that as well. Just a bit unfortunate with the forward pass.
So Saints looking to push their way forward. It's Ollie Evans getting his hands on the ball. These are the tough carries from back inside your own half. Trying to make as much effort going forward as they can, as Bradish now over the 30. Cole Marsh waiting at the dummy half position. Now McGann on for Matangi. Comes from this side of the Pennines, does Chris. Played at Siddle Community Club. Has 6 appearances and 2 tries since coming through Saints' academy system. As now on the last. Marsh goes to Walsh, kicks high again, and it holds up again. Leeds will have to really make something happen here to try and get hold of the ball. Comes back into the arms of Swarwick Blue. There's something on here. If he can get the ball away, which he can't, Leeds scramble well. That wind already playing havoc with us again there, Dylan. We think we'd learned by this point.
Yeah, the ball almost stopped in mid-air. Yeah, the wind really playing a part so far in this game.
Disaster averted, though, for Leeds as they come back forward. Just a note as well to say, welcome to you viewers who are joining us for free this week. A pleasure to be bringing you this for 1 week only, giving you a taste of just what you can experience if you subscribe to Rhinos TV Plus. This is the same as the ball goes flat there for Kilgannon, picked up by Lum. It's fantastic to have your company. Just see what you can get if you get subscribing to us, as Lum picks up and goes for the try line himself. Can he beat Jack Campbell for the line? Yes, he can. somehow managed to find his way back from a mistimed pass from Leeds. Managed to find something at a gap of some sort and breaks his way through, because if there's one man who can do that, it is Riley Lum. And he gets try number 16 for the season. Dylan, he is a man in form and a man who can sniff and find the try line.
Yeah, definitely. It's sort of almost crumbled as the ball went on the floor, and you know, Riley created something out of nothing, and yeah, great solo try there. Beats the fullback with pace to burn.
Jack Campbell going to him from stride to stride. I think there's just the age and the experience from Riley to not go down, not let that ball carrying arm go down, and promotes it over the line for Leeds' fourth. It's 20 points to 0 on 20 minutes. And a tough kick from Zach Lloyd from out on the edge. He's enjoyed a big year as Riley. Maybe not had the number of first-team appearances that he had last year. He's only had 2 this year, playing in the Lee and Widnes games at the start of the year, but he's definitely making up for his time in the reserves, ever present for the Rhinos this year. Along with appearances as well for Hunslet and Huddersfield too. As Zach Lloyd looks to swing that ball back between the uprights, just can't get that one through. It's a tough one. I won't want to be the kickers today, Dylan. It's not a good time to be kicking from the tee, but nevertheless, it remains Leeds Rhinos 20, St Helens 0.
Yeah, great start. First 20 minutes almost perfect from the Rhinos. They'll be very happy with it, and long may it continue.
As we see the Lum try again. All came from that pass that we thought had gone to ground. Kilgannon had tried his best to reclaim it for Saints. Lum, though, if there's a man who can find a break in a line, it's him. He just senses it. He runs back laterally and then he'll cut, and it just catches defences off guard.
Yeah, it does it in all ages. You know, he did it in the first team last year plenty of times, and he just knows where the try line is. And yeah, great try.
Puts Leeds in a fantastic position as Joe Diskin waits for this play of the ball. By Zach Lloyd. No substitutes made by Chev Walker already. They're definitely rolling those forwards as Leeds caught with the error. It's Joe Butterfield. Caught with an incorrect play of the ball there for Joe Diskin, who will argue his cause. But Saints with some much needed possession, Dylan. It's hard when you've gone as long as St Helens have, and only really had that little 2-minute spell of pressure up by our try line.
Yeah, they'll be relieving a penalty now as well. They'll be happy with that. They'll just want to build some pressure and, you know, get back into the arm wrestle, as it's kind of got away from them the first 22 minutes of the game.
They won't want it to as well. The Rhinos, from a Rhinos point of view, won't want it to be like Castleford, where it was almost going blow for blow, and penalties were swinging that possession back either way. We don't want that kind of performance today from the Rhinos, but they've got Saints in a decent position as Alfie Tate working his way towards the 20. Cole Marsh again waiting at dummy half. Now Walsh for Campbell. Shaped, takes it into himself, but good tackle in the end. Harry Smith, Jacob Stead both in there in that navy coloured kit for the Rhinos. Saints in their usual home strip as Walsh. Wide for Bradish. It's a confident carry. He's got Zach Lloyd round his ankles, and a tackle in the end made on the back rower on the Leeds 20. Now Matangi flings it for Walsh, grabs a little kick in behind. There's chasers here for Saints. Are they going to get a try? It's a potential for Oscar Knox, and that's a try and a much needed score for this away side. Oscar Knox, not scored a try all year, has waited to the penultimate game of the first half of the season in order to get a score. And it's St Helens finally on the board, Dylan. It's 20 points to 4 with a kick to come.
Yeah, they responded well there. They'll be happy with that. As we see now, the play to the right, and the 7, is it Walsh? Threads a kick through very nicely, and yeah, great vision from him. And
excuse me, it was Penketh. Excuse me, it's Penketh with the try, not Oscar Knox.
Yeah, he did finished it well there. But yeah, they'll be happy to respond after falling short the first 23 minutes.
The Saints centre wearing number 5 today is like I said earlier on in the broadcast, had a try-scoring return in that win against London last time out. This is his 3rd try of the year. This is only his 2nd appearance for the reserves. As Saints look to add the 2 with Walsh. Flag stay down. Luckily for Leeds, score remains 20 points to 4. Saints making a couple of changes and Leeds making a change. Huey Tinkler coming out into the action as we just see the try again, Dylan. But Saints should just be buoyed by that decision and that try.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see it again. Yeah, it's great vision from the number 7, Walsh, and yeah, finished well.
Finished well by Matthew Penketh, not Oscar Knox. I wonder if that was a change. I was sure that Penketh was down on this south stand side earlier in the game. Whether there's a little bit of a change around, who knows? As Leeds get the restart underway, Wade White kicking long, allowed to find a piece of grass at the same time, picked up by Joel Kilgannon, who come back into the line. A quick note, by the way, for Huey Tinkler, who we've seen coming on wearing 16 here for the Rhinos, just making the tackle. Played in the under-18s game on the Thursday night against Huddersfield, then came off the bench against Castleford. Remarkable work from the young man. What's he been like? He must be really enjoying his rugby this year.
Yeah, I think he just loves everything about the game, Huey. Loves running and tackling hard. That's what he does best. And yeah, he'll be looking forward to ripping today as he just come on.
He does enjoy a carry. He does enjoy a hard tackle. He's our feature in the matchday programme. If you want to grab one of those. Talking all about that experience of playing 2 games in 24 hours. As Riley Lum, our latest try scorer for the Rhinos. Before that St Helens score, cutting his way back into the centre of the field, and will play the ball for White. Now, Gary, another one of the try scorers we've seen today. The pick of the tries, I would argue, in this first half. There's now Hardy. Not surprised Leeds' back line, the players scoring the tries. It's a wonder, really, as well. It's, with them being the highest scoring team in the competition, they outscore both Wigan and Wakefield above them. As Thomas, flat ball for Smart. Manages to get a couple of extra metres before Leeds reach the 5th tackle. Smith goes high on the last. It'll be a tester here for Campbell. It's swirling in the air. Good take by the young man at full back. Cuts it back into the middle, and despite wanting to pass the ball, does eventually get one away. We've got a break on here for Saints, but only temporary, as Jacob Stead puts a stop to that out on the edge. But then they pick up a penalty for holding down. Yeah,
well, initially a great response from Leeds, after conceding the try. They completed the set and kicked deep in the Saints half, but they won't be too happy with that penalty. They've gifted a little bit of possession for Saints.
Was that something that was picked up post-Castleford, the amount of errors that were given away, and maybe sort of destabilised the game a little bit?
Yeah, we always look at that, how many errors we're making, and if the tally is high, we always look to clean it up a little bit.
So change in the middle for Saints. Chris Matangi coming off for Matty Evans, who's one of the more experienced guys. He's one of the guys that stepped up in the first team environment this year for Saints. He gets his first reserves run out of the year after playing 3 games last year, but very talented young man. We'll be excited to see what he can become in this Saints system. It's produced so many great players over the years. Eyes will be on who will be the next cab off the rank, I think is the correct terminology. Saints on the last with Walsh. Just a boomer kick that does hold up eventually in the wind, but just in time for Gary, who timed that well to get himself under the ball. And Leeds build again, but they have that advantage as we approach the last 10 minutes or so. White with a hardish carry out of the back, well tackled by Saints. As now Hardy puts his hand up for one of the carries and gets a quick play of the ball too. That would be absolute bread and butter for Joe Diskin to go searching and get his way over halfway. Leeds building very nicely as Tinkler barrels his way into the ground. And then the set restart too. Bad news for Saints. Leeds will keep this attack going. Nice offload from Leeds, from Tom Nicholson-Watt on that occasion. Quick hands as well from Diskin. A Stead, flat ball for Jacob Harding. Nice pass, looking to expose that wing as well, which has already conceded 2 tries this half. As Lloyd, half chance down the middle. The Saints are hanging on for dear life. As McGann just manages to drag down Leeds' number 13, but the attack keeps going for Leeds. Thomas barrels out of the challenge of Bradish. McGann's there again to put it in the stop to it. As Diskin for Lloyd, shapes and goes himself. There was a half chance for finding the turf. Leeds really knocking on the door here. Another try would put this game, especially the half, far beyond the Saints. Comes wide. Jacob Hardy, can he fling an offload? Yes, he can, but only into the arms of the oncoming Saints player. It's Deacon Swarbrick picking up the loose ball, but a great spell of possession there, Dylan. Just a shame he couldn't get the points, but really nice to see a few plays there and to try and see what we can create. We've used that left-hand side to good effect again.
Yeah, we've been playing both left side and right side very well so far, but Saints will be happy with that. You know, some good scramble to keep our boys out, and yeah, they'll look to come out of the 10-metre once again.
It's never nice when you wanted to do back-to-back tackles and all that jazz as well. When it's when you McCann, especially when you're putting shots on forwards.
Yeah.
As Saints with the play of the ball, back by their own try line, but they've come out of this position before and managed to post some points. They will try and do so yet again. As Knox with that carry.
Yeah, again, these are the tough carries. The carries you don't really want to take, but it's just carries that have to be done, and you know the Leeds defence getting right up in the face. Yeah.
And one as a back line as well, that they are putting their hands up to take forward. Campbell with the latest. But good defence again, Leeds not giving them an inch where possible. Big carry in there from Toby Patel before he gets to play the ball for Walsh, who kicks again from just shy of his own 40. He'll trickle down towards the Leeds 20, where it's picked up by Wade White, who picks his head up and carts it back in. So Leeds will restart in a much better position. They're playing their first tackle from where Saints have kicked from, coming out of their own half. As Lum again up the middle. One of those lads now taking the hardish carries. The Leeds backs are doing it in the middle of the field as they go over halfway. As Diskin, Smith, Stead, good carry back inside from the back rower. Played so well for Keithley this year. Really enjoyed his loan spell at the Cougars. As Smith again darts and jumps back inside for eventually finding the turf on his opponent's 30. Leeds on the last. Thomas, though, fashions a kick. Goes high up in the air. The Saints players are coming for it. It was Kilgannon who put his hand up, comfortably takes it. And a poor intercept there. I'm surprised that Harry Smith took that ball in, to be honest, Dylan. I thought, yes, we know that Harley Thomas could kick, but I thought that Harry Smith had to put his hand up to kick the ball around and carry it in on the fourth.
Yeah, sometimes happens in the game. You know, the Arse get caught up with the ball and the fourth tackle leading to the fifth. But, you know, we know Harley can kick well, and it was a little bit short, but it weren't too bad of a kick, and still finishing in good areas of the field.
So Saints kicking over towards Marcus Gary. Not sure quite why this half-time siren's gone. We've still got at least 5 or so minutes to go in this half. It's not quite half-time just yet. We've still got the reserves action to keep going. We will keep going as Leeds with Wade White. Carries up towards the 40. Now Smart with a nice offload for Ned McCormack. A nice attack brewing here for Leeds. Lum can't get away from Kilgannon. Definitely can't get away from Matty Evans either. So Smart again up the middle. Huey Tinkler with that carry, excuse me. Now Thomas, wide pass, and then McCormack, good step back inside from the centre, flings it for Ryder Lum. Ball goes down. This should be back to 1. If Saints touch it, no, it's allowing play on. Here is our referee, Kilgannon with the ball, and all race away. Not quite sure why he allowed that to play on there. A good call from, I think it's our linesman down here in the end, has made that call. I did get slightly worried there, Dylan, when he was allowing play on there. That was definitely touched by Saints coming off the Ned McCormack offload.
Yeah, good input, though, from the linesman. Obviously, he did have a better view of that. And, yeah, Leeds will be happy to get the ball back.
So Leeds setting this scrum right on halfway. You can't get more than halfway if you tried. And he'll go towards that left-hand side, that north stand side. Harry Smith feeding Jacob Hardy as Leeds will want more points with the break in sight. As Robin Smith, nice to see Robin out on the park. Made his reserves debut earlier in the year. Back in the lineup for his third game. Having wowed the coaching staff at the Rhinos, he's played really well as a player left down there. And not Robin Smith, by the way, Dylan, because you were very excited to see he was in the team. What's he been like since coming up as an under-16 with his leadership as well as being around the camp?
Yeah, he's great. Even his talking training when the games are on, he's a leader out there. And yeah, we were looking forward to this game all week. You know, he has made a reserves appearance against Wigan, with his first one at the start of the year, off the bench.
Came off the bench against London as well in that win here.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's really getting to feel the reserves game. So yeah, he'll be loving it out there.
It's a great example of just how, no matter what age, is where this competition is really unique, in that it can give Robin, who's only 17, is going up against some Saints players that are well into their 20s. That, you know, he can test himself, and it's all good reps, isn't it? When hopefully braces to the first team, should we see it in the future, he can draw on experiences like this.
Yeah, definitely. You know, the only way you get better is playing better players, and yeah, he's made the step up, and it'll only do good for him.
So it's a Saints player receiving a little bit of treatment. It's our try scorer, Matthew Penketh, which gives us a great opportunity to tell you what else you can watch if you're a Rhinos TV Plus customer. If you're watching this one for free, this is exactly what's coming up for you if you subscribe today. You can watch the doubleheader here with the Rhinos taking on York Valkyrie in our women's doubleheader, playing in the under-19s. That kicks off at 11:30, and the women's Super League clash at 2 o'clock. You don't want to miss the women's Super League clash, especially. Two absolute titans of the competition going head-to-head. At an important time of the year too. So if you sign up for Rhinos TV Plus, just $5.99, and you can watch all this, plus exclusive behind the game, exclusive extended behind the game, an exclusive first look at inside the camp, historic games. You get so much on Rhinos TV Plus for just $5.99, including every live stream, whether it's Academy, Reserves, Scholarship, Women's or Women's Academy. You can stay in touch with all the action. Sign up today, and you cannot miss a minute as we are back underway. Stead with that carry for Leeds, who are looking to build and add more points if they can after that small break for the Penketh injury. Tom Nicholson-Watson with a nice carry. Down into the St Helens 10, now Tinkler. Big carry at the middle. I believe that, they're saying that's on the last tackle. Turn the ball over, and again, Dylan, I feel like we're repeating ourselves, and we've only just hit the end of the first half. Saints are really struggling here to find any field position.
Yeah, Leeds is completing really well. Every time we turn the ball over, it's within 5 metres away from the Saints try line, and you know, forcing these Saints boys to make some real tough carries.
Stableman Blue puts his hands up and says, I'm going to take one of those hard carries in where I can. As Swarbrick off the edge for Saints. As Riley Hyde in there, dummy half it. Part of the Salford Academy system before the Red Devils obviously went under. He's been taken on as a reserve for Saints this year and enjoyed a decent year at hooker and half-back too, as that high kick well taken by White, like we've said, making his reserves debut today. And it's been a pretty decent showing from the Leeds man wearing number 1 so far, Riley Lum. Takes the carry into 3, manages to play the ball for Diskin. Now Thomas goes searching, look left, look right, took it back straight into the contact, decided against the pass, and the other way was forward for himself. Diskin at dummy half, gets a set restart here for Leeds. Crucially, a tackle is wiped. The tackle count's wiped. Leeds will get a fresh set of 6. Tinkler playing the ball on the Saints 30. Now Nicholson-Watson, Thomas out wide for McCormack. There's half a chance. He flings the ball away for Riley Lum. Another fantastic try here for the Rhinos. A second of the game for Riley Lum. His try-scoring antics just increase. But what about the offload, Dylan, from Ned McCormack?
Yeah, unreal centre play from Ned McCormack there. Really tied in both. Got both the centre and winger interested, and then just gave the flick pass to Riley Lum with some space to finish it in the corner.
It's safe to say that I think he's been thinking about trying to do that pass all game. and it's finally come off for the centre. Nice ball movement through the hands. Just talk us through this one.
Yeah, just skips out there, gets on the outside of his centre. The winger has to come in, and then gets the flick pass to track the fullback, and Riley's through.
I'm going to say it as well here, that's tough to do in Riley's position because you've got all the momentum on that outside to make sure you're keeping yourself in that white line. Can't step outside, of course, otherwise you're in touch. Has that discipline to stay where he can and gets the rewards in a crucial 4-pointer, taking Leeds to a 20-point advantage. And Harley Thomas decides to step up with the boot.
I think that were a great time to get a try, a minute or so right before the half-time. Leeds will be very happy with that going into the changing rooms.
We have had a few stoppages, so the clock, of course, is just for reference, but we will have a couple extra minutes, I believe, especially the injury just a few moments ago, as Harley Thomas will look to turn 4 points into 6 and turn Leeds' lead into 12 points. As that one just sails wide, score remains at that 20-point advantage. As we see the try again. Brilliant play again, good shift out wide. And we talked about it pre-match, Dylan, in that the outside backs are deciding this game. It's no surprise that they're the ones finding the try lines, is it really? Yeah,
no surprise. The forwards are giving the platform up the middle, getting the quick play of the balls, and then our outside backs just doing what they do best and finishing the tries off.
If you want to be petty, there's only really Wade White that needs to score a try now, but all 4 outside backs for the Rhinos with tries in this one. It's proving fruitful, and we're only just reaching half-time as Tinkler puts his hand up for that carry. Saints will want the break. They'll want to recoup, take on some knowledge and get back in the sheds as Jacob Stead wanting to keep this attack going for the Rhinos off that restart. Smith just jumps in the air, steps back inside. Now Diskin, Robin Smith. Now Tom Nicholson-Watton, big carry into Harvey Bradish. We know he can do big minutes, can Tom? It's a good carry from the big man. As Thomas, White, there's a chance of an opening again out on the edge. Can't get the ball away though, the fullback. As that marks half-time. I could see it from our referee, Ollie Salmon, put his hand in the air and brings an end to proceedings. But what a 40 minutes it's been, Dylan. 5 tries from the Rhinos so far, all in the outside backs. We'll be showing them in just a moment, but just notes on that 40 minutes, and not much better 40 minutes, really, apart from maybe the 4 points that Saints conceded.
Yeah, Leeds have been in complete control, nearly every time they finish in a set, it's in the Saints 10-metre line, and they're having to really take the hard carries out of there. Saints have had a couple of good periods on our line and managed to get the 4-pointer, but overall Leeds are dominating.
As they have for especially this last run of the season, where they've been getting up those tries and getting up those points, and we'll just see them all again. It really kicked off, as we've seen the Ned McCormack try here, the Riley Lum second try, we just saw a moment ago. He just skips down the try line to score in the corner, was his second of the game. But it's all started with Ned McCormack with a beautiful finish, sliding into score to the centre. He made all the work himself, and well deserved to put Saints on the back foot after 2 minutes. But it was just the start of things to come for Leeds, as a play down deep in their own try line. A quick shift out wide, caught Marcus Gary let him absolutely go for speed. It looked to be all up as he fashioned a kick inside for Joe Diskin, but Jacob Hardy kept alive, kept alert, and managed to score and put the ball over the line. Another crucial score, and it kept coming for Leeds. 3 tries in 13 minutes. Harry Smith, beautiful outside ball, the pick of the tries, like I said earlier, for Marcus Gary to stroll over, doing Jack Campbell in to score before Riley Lum kept that scoreboard ticking to 20 points, cutting back inside, fending away from the tackle of 2, and there was nobody, despite Jack Campbell's efforts at fullback, nobody stopping him from putting the ball over the line. There was a small piece of positivity for Saints. They managed to grab a try on the 22-minute mark. It was Matthew Penketh just going in on the end of Luca Walsh's kick in behind. Despite Wade White's best efforts, he managed to get the ball over the line. But Leeds making sure they went into the half with a positive note. Riley Lummers, we just saw there, finishing off a brilliant offload by Ned McCormack to Stroll in at the corner, making the score here at AMT Headingley at half-time. Leeds Rhinos reserves 24, St Helens reserves 4.
Because the Rhinos rate him very highly indeed. On his Super League debut here, he did play in the Cup early in the season off the bench. O'Connor will go to the right this time. Cam Smith, Brodie Croft. Harry Newman, spilled, picked up by Ryan Hall. Brodie Croft. Oh, here's the first try. Nikolai Oledzki rumbles in, untouched, under the sticks, and Leeds lead early doors. Inside 6 minutes.
Quality skill from the right centre in Harry Newman, who just keeps the ball alive. Just keep your eyes on this here. Brodie Croft out the back. Harry Newman just trying to get in between centre and winger. The ball's offloaded, it's moved, and then between Wolford and Sam Hewitt, there's an almighty space. And Nikolai Oledzki, and he just drinks that one up and scores the first score of the evening. It's 4-0 with a kick to come here.
The Rhinos kicker, Jake Connor, and Leeds stretch their lead to 6-0. Oh, Cam Smith, he's burst through. Needs to hold his line to wait for support. They couldn't keep up with him. The rampaging loose forward. Now they move forward again. Brodie Croft. Could be more on here for Leeds. There will be more on for Leeds. Harry Newman. My word, they're cutting loose here. The Rhinos on fire early.
And the goal came through the centre of the field. Cam Smith with some late footwork on some ordinary defence there. Chris Patolo, he'll be embarrassed at that attempt. Cam Smith, of course, Wakefield bound Rod. Another one out the door for the Rhinos, but they keep playing on. Brodie Croft back on the inside. Fergie McCormack to McDonald, and Harry Newman with the big finish in the corner.
Oh, Jake Connor makes that one look easy as the first one in front of the sticks. Jake Connor will kick across the face of the post into the in goal. Still loose. He has the arch try poacher, the greatest try scorer you've ever seen in Super League. Got another one here. Video ref decision, it'll be Aaron Moore, but has Ryan Hall got Super League try? 2-7-1. No try the call though from Jack Smith.
We're just looking there. Is he touching it when his foot is down? Is it on the line or is it in the field of play? So we're looking here, so we know there that the ball has been ripped there by Gagai. So Croft hasn't got it in his possession because it's been ripped. So we can play on here. So we can keep going through and look what happens with the ball now. And then we're looking at what happens with this ball. And then the ball is grounded by Ryan Hall. Thank you, I have made my decision.
And he smelt that one. And he scored that one, Ryan Hall. No easy kicks, just kicks as Connor puts that through, maintains his 100% record tonight.
There's a couple of players left here, Rod. It comes out to the left-hand
Could go left. They've got people on this left wing. Carr will wait on the wing. Evans, Gagai. There is Carr. He drops the ball. He was running out of real estate very quickly. But he's going to need one of his players to step up to the plate and start scoring tries here very quickly, you feel. Oh my goodness me. This is Cooper Jenkins. This is Brodie Croft. Croft, the dancing feet. So easy. It's Brodie Croft again. Made by Jenkins, who absolutely waltzed through a huge hole. And right on his shoulder was the arch try poacher himself.
Yeah, it was Cam Smith there feeding Cooper Jenkins. And this is just a simple twos play there. He just gets in between Sam Hewitt and Tuilola here on his inside shoulder. Brodie Croft in support to register his 14th try, his 10th try in the last 6 games.
Oletsky, Newman, Hall, Croft, all converted by the Rhinos halfback Connor. And Leeds now lead cellar dwellers Huddersfield by 24 points to 0. 10 seconds left. One play they'll get here, Leeds. What will it be? The high bomb from Jake Connor? Will it be the drop goal? Well, they're throwing all the tricks out of the bag, but he's slashed it wide. It bounces, stays in play. Well, a big cheer because they think there's a goal line dropout coming, but there won't be because the clock is going to beat Leeds here. Harry Newman did well to put Connor Carr down, but the half-time whistle, the half-time siren is going to beat Leeds. Connor missed the drop goal attempt, which was audacious to say the least. And Leeds' first-half performance has been clean, clinical and classical. Connor gets us underway. He's kicked 4 successful goals. He's had a good night so far, the Rhinos halfback. Connor kicks, and here's Sevo looking to pounce, to swoop. Micah Sevo. It's the obligatory try. It took 48 minutes, but Micah Sevo has scored number 19 for the Super League season.
It's a gorgeous kick as well from Jake Connor. Pulling the strings once more, sliding that kick through. Nash Hanley leaves it for Micah Sevo to get his 19th of the season, Rod, as you mentioned. 21 tries away now from Dennis Solomona's Super League top try scorer of all time in a season.
Callum Watkins off the bench, get his hands on the ball. Harry Newman is through. Harry Newman makes his a double. Well, it was so easy again once they got the powerful centre into space, and Harry Newman did not need a second invitation to cross the try line for the second time in this match.
Harry Newman just burst through an almighty hole between Gagai and Russell. He gets his second of the evening.
Over it goes, 34-0. You feel there's a try on somewhere soon for the Rhinos. Is it there? It's a try. Jack Smith waited, he gives the try. You felt it was only a matter of time as the Rhinos score again. And here's Connor's kick. And that's there. 40 points to 0. They're old rivals. Leeds want more points here.
Oh, look out.
13 minutes, there goes Croft, Brody Croft flings the ball inside to Levi, who almost scores, but the pass was forward by Brody Croft. Benton Rodgers again with another tackle as Danny Levi goes in at dummy half. Another try here, it's Big Mig again. Well, that was incredibly easy. He started the scoring with something very similar.
Yeah,
very, very easy, Carl Amor.
Far too easy, Rod. The no-look pass there. Gets on the inside of Patolo, I think, who loses his inside shoulder. Nikolai Oletsky goes through with a glove untouched, without a glove untouched, sorry, should I say.
Well, 24-0 at half-time and 46-0 now. Still tackles in the bank for Leeds here. Connor, the fullback's there. Oh. And here is Hankinson. He's the man to hoist the half-century. Chris Hankinson gets the try.
I think he's been an unsung hero for Leeds in the last few weeks, but the ball there from young Fergie McCormack, Hankinson's line just splits Jagger and Tuilola here.
Yes, welcome back to AMT Headingley, everybody. Just in time for the second half kickoff, and Leeds Rhinos in a commanding position. Wade White getting this second half on the way. Leeds Rhinos in a fantastic position, leading 24 points to 4 against St Helens, but there's 40 minutes of rugby. We know exactly what could happen in the next 40 minutes. We could have a comeback. We could see Leeds seal a win. Great to have your company. I'm joined, Dan Hawkett, joined by Dylan Hutchinson for this second half. Dylan, what will she have been saying at the break for the boys? What will we be looking to bring into this second half after a pretty good first half, I have to say?
Yeah, just more of the same, I think. Leeds completed really well and turned the ball over in good points, and so yeah, I think it's been more of the same, and you know, to not let the foot off the gas.
Especially against, despite Saints, despite the scoreline, you never can take your foot off the gas against Saints, can you at all?
No, definitely not. You know the saying, never write off the Saints. You know, it kind of replicates in all ages. So yeah.
Absolutely does. Wade White taking that ball really nicely. The wind just dying down here at Headingley just as we get into the late afternoon, early evening. Looking forward to some more Thursday night rugby coming up. Don't forget that the Rhinos first team taking on St Helens straight after this one. Kick off for that 8 o'clock. Should be an absolute cracker. Focus though shifting back to this reserves clash. The Rhinos, their penultimate game of the first half of the season, as Nicholson-Watton, fresh from his 10-minute break, comes straight back out and goes straight to work. He's played 40 minutes to prop forward. Very great work from Leeds' number 10. Smith on the last for Leeds, goes high, kicks down towards Jack Campbell, who comes forward to it and takes it just at the last minute. Was the most convincing of takes from the Saints fullback, but nevertheless, a cagey opening start to the game. The start to the half, excuse me.
Yeah, just the back in the arm wrestle. You know, both teams completed. Yeah, they just both looked complete until you know, that error creeps in, or you know, something happens to change the game.
Saints in a far better position with the ball than they ever were really in the first half. Yes, they had opportunities. Yes, they did manage to try and capitalise on one of those opportunities, but this is probably their best chance of the game. Flying offload away. Wild offload from Sam Oakes, and in the end it's an easy take. He gets slaps on the head from his teammates just to boost spirits, but as much when you struggled in that first half, Dylan, Saints really need to be keeping hold of the ball, don't they, there?
Yeah, definitely. They just need to, you know, as I've said, get back in that arm wrestle and, you know, really try and get some possession and, you know, keep Leeds in their own half. But again, Leeds get the ball near the halfway line and be looking to attack.
Harry Smith for Wade White. Manages to fend away from the tackle, and we know if Wade can get to the backfield, there's not really a chance of stopping him. It's a good tackle in the end from Luca Walsh. Number 7 for St Helens gets it across to stop White, who eyed up a try on his reserves debut today. Robin Smith for Leeds. Backing his way towards the 20. Joe Diskin for Harry Smith. Harley Thomas, good shift here from Leeds. Oliver Smart. A nice looking carry over towards the 10. Leeds have gone pretty good since starting that new set on their own 40. They're down by Saints' try line here. Smith with that carry. Now Diskin waits for him to play the ball, flings the ball back for Harry Smith. Bar referee Oliver Salmon unhappy with how Diskin played the ball there and does stop play because Robin Smith doesn't look in quite a good way here, Dylan. I'm not sure whether it was when he was dumped on his back from the tackle, maybe. Yeah,
I'm not sure. Yeah, I hope he's okay.
He didn't look great when trying to get up and play the ball. I wonder whether that's where he's sort of picked up the knock on. Tom Nicholson-Watton just trying to get a bit more information off the referee, but focus, of course, on Robin Smith's well-being as he's treated by the Rhinos medical staff. Gives us an opportunity again to big up what you can see on Rhinos TV Plus. If you're a subscriber already, you've already got access to this. If you're watching as a freebie today, what better reason to sign up for $5.99 than to see Leeds Rhinos women taking on York Valkyrie? It is not one to be missed when these two sides clash. Lewis Forsell's side looking to continue their winning streak in the league after beating Featherstone Rovers last time out, taking on a York Valkyrie side under Leon Price. It would be a great opportunity to see how the Valkyrie are shaping up for this season. That is at 2 o'clock and comes after we bring you the Rhinos women's under-19s taking on York Valkyrie under-19s. Beforehand too, you can join myself and the Rhinos TV crew for TV Plus crew for all the action in both games. Kick-off for the under-19s game is 11:30 for you as well before the main game. At 2 o'clock, along with a multitude of streams, we've got more academy action for you as well following next week as well. The under-18s playing Hull KR down at St Helens, and will definitely be one to watch as we've got a full slate coming up for the rest of the season, and of course more academy and reserves games too when those second parts of the season are unveiled following the regular season finish. As like we've said earlier, this reserves competition in particular only has today's games, or this week's round of games, plus one extra week before it's decided who is in the top 6 and who will be fighting for that grand final spot and who will be in the bottom 6 and just playing off for pride alone. The Rhinos, well in that conversation for playing to retain their crown. St Helens want to avoid being in that bottom 6. They find themselves 8th coming into this week, only 3 wins on the board. They need a win today and a win against Warrington to put themselves in contention. They will need a much better second half as Walsh kicks deep, forcing Wade White back towards his own 10. Nice take from the Leeds fullback who arcs back towards this south stand side on this right hand side and taken to ground. Dylan, it's unfortunate for Robin Smith. Just a note for him going off. Never something you like to see when he made such a nice start to the game as well.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Robin's not a player to stay down either, so hoping nothing's too serious there, and hope he's all right.
Passing that on, of course, to Robin. We are hoping he is good as Leeds making a handful of changes. Evan Jones out there wearing 15. Elliot Fox out there in 14 too. He's just waiting at dummy half after that Evan Jones carry. Now Nicholson Watton back into the line. Thomas keeping on going. It's remarkable work from the prop as Harry Smith tries to go over the top of Campbell. It lands in the fullback's arms just in time. I think he thought he might be going over the sideline. Instead, he will start this fresh set of 6 on his own 30, as now we're seeing a small dusting of water and rain coming down here at AMT Headingley. The sun's out, but trust me, there will be a bit of moisture on the turf. And it's not from the sprinkler system. Our grounds team doing a great job. It looks a great pitch today as Saints keep coming forward. As Oakes wasn't sure where he wants to go, but decided I'm just going to go forward and takes Elliot Fox with him. Now Walsh, familiar position for him for kicking from deep. And Wade White up to the challenge, the sun in his eyes. So it seems such like an easy routine job, Dylan, but I bet you tell me that getting those high balls and catching those high balls is as tough whether you've caught the first one or the 7th or 8th one.
Yeah, especially under the sun, it makes it a lot difficult. But yeah, look to attack on the right, good space.
As Oliver Smart takes that offload that time. Not sure where Riley Lund was in that situation, but the second row are doing a great job deputising out on the wing. Evan Jones, big carry into the challenge. Deacon Swarbrick read it all the way, did Saints' back rower, and got in there very quickly. As Elliot Fox, dummy half, a different kind of hooker to Joe Diskin. A much more quicker, likes to be more direct, doesn't he? As Diskin's a bit more structured at times. As Leeds with Smith. Dabs are kicking behind, looking for Jacob Hardy. There's a chance to kick on again. Good play from Lucas Stableman Blue.
Again, a good play to turn over, though, for the Rhinos. You know, once again, it feels like we've said it all afternoon, but you know, Saints carrying out their own 20-metre line. Yeah, Leeds will be happy with that set again.
That's all they need to do. Sounds quite routine, but keeping Saints pinned in this area of the field is an absolute paramount for Chev Walker and his side. Saints up the middle. Seems like those tackles have just disappeared. They've reached the last tackle as Walsh kicks over the head of Gary. Gary, who's racing back, just sits up on the turf nicely. nice for the fullback. They just seem to be burning tackles, don't they, Saints? When they're building a bit of possession back by their own try line, they're kicking away again. It's tough to keep going through that grind, Dylan. Have you been in any games where you're trying to get yourself out of that headspace and trying to find a bit of attacking momentum?
Yeah, definitely. I think also credit to Leeds that they're not giving them any free buys, and Saints are having to work for every tackle, every yard they're making. So yeah, does Leeds get a penalty here?
Holding down from Jacob Hardy. You probably heard the jeers from the south stand below us. The terrace is starting to fill up. A nice crowd is showing up early for this reserves game. I think with the side in such good form, you don't want to miss any of this action, whether you're here in person or watching on Rhinos TV Plus. A pleasure to have your company, as I've said, as Jacob Stead flings an offload back, comes off the hands of Jacob Hardy. Nothing doing as the centre flings it back into the middle of the field with Smith. Now for Tinkler. Only knows one way, Huey. That is forward towards into the opponent's line and trying to get as many metres as he can. Now Tom Nicholson-Watson, quick pass, Harley Thomas to Wade White. Opportunity out here on the edge for Leeds. White goes round the outside. Wade White to score, finds the try line. Judged to be in touch. What a mad few moments there. It looked like the fullback was flying in at the corner. Next minute, Saints getting a tap on the 20, Dylan. Not quite sure what went wrong there.
Yeah, it did look all right to me from up here, but I suppose the touch judge has got a better view. Look at the replay.
The Saints pick up a penalty while we are just seeing that replay. Went round the outside, looked clear for not being in touch. Is he claiming there's a foot down there, maybe? Just as he's planting the ball. It's unfortunate either way. That's the second chance he's had in this half as well. After the nearly breaking down this left-hand side, he had the line in sight and almost had a first reserves try on his debut, Wade White. Saints, though, coming themselves down the opposite end of the field. They need a try. How a try would lift them, push them towards a potential comeback. We did see it in Leeds, not in a different deficit to when they came back against the Tigers after trailing at the break. It can be done as McGann bounces away into the challenge of Nicholson-Watson and Evan Jones. The Saints going forward nicely. Now McGann steps back inside, tackle around the ankles by Oliver Smart, trying to make something happen. Nice dive, dummy half by Riley Hyde, drops a kick in behind. Leeds managed to get there. And it's that man, Riley Lum, 2 tries to his name, but doing the defensive efforts this time to turn the ball away for Leeds. Now Ned McCormack, and Leeds now. This game really going blow for blow here, Dylan. This is what the fans signed up for.
Yeah, definitely. Riley did well there, getting on the kick along the floor. And yeah, Leeds look to get out their own 20 or 30 metre.
They're just finding a few more metres when they're coming forward, Leeds. Where the Saints, when they're running in, they're running into a navy brick wall. Now Lloyd to Harley Thomas. Just to skip back inside. Gets himself down on his own 40. Fox for Smith, kicking it early in the tackle count. Looking to pin Saints again, back in that familiar position we've seen him come away from already in this game. Swart. As Stillman Blue gets back to catch the ball. Saints coming forward, trying to make something happen where they can. Swarbrick with that carry, stoppage in play. And they're going to reel the subs here, Saints. I can see Oliver Evans on the other side of the field waiting for his opportunity to come back out onto the park, and he will replace number 17, Toby Bottel, on his reserves debut. It's tough sliding out there for the team in red and white. With plenty of this half still to go, it's definitely not a dead rubber by any stretch of the imagination. Walsh on the last. Bombs down towards Wade White. Again, the sun in his eyes. The rain's gone away. It's bright sunshine here at AMT Headingley. And it's a brilliant afternoon evening for some rugby league action. We're really getting into that summer rugby era. And when Leeds versus Saints is on the cards, it's always a belter, and it's always a beautiful night as well. As Wade White arcing out towards the right-hand side, plays it for Fox. Now Smith for Hardy, flat passes, a chance here for Zach Lloyd to break through the middle. Saints were all up and around him. and making a tackle as they get a set restart. It was Riley Hyde, followed Zach Lloyd all the way, but gives away the penalty for holding down the Leeds back row. And now Fox with an opportunity to dart out of dummy half himself. Gets over the 20. Leeds knocking on the door. Looking to extend their lead. It's at 20 points already. Lloyd again with that set restart. Gives up an opportunity for Leeds to fashion a better attack. See how deep they are on this play. As Smith shapes, goes himself. Can he fling the ball away for Jacobs? Instead to go. There's a offload in there somewhere. Not quite sure why. As Walsh picks up, but really the offload wasn't quite needed there, Dylan.
Yeah, I think it might have just spilled out maybe as he were trying to get his arm free. But yeah, they're playing some good rugby, the Rhinos. You know, moving Saints left to right, middles fatiguing quickly. But yeah, close for the Rhinos. It's
an opportunity for them to get some air in the lungs as well, because you could just see, I think, Saints are taking the advantage of slowing this down a little bit, taking the oxygen. Leeds, when they're going forward, we know attack with pace, and we know how quick the Rhinos can be coming forward. The change as well for Leeds. Tom Nicholson-Watton going over to the sidelines for his first break. Huey Tinkler back out on the park. Saints deep in their own half. 10 metres only from the try line. Leeds pushing them back even further at every available opportunity. Big carry up the middle from Saints again. It was Swarbrick on that carry. Nice back inside pass on for Campbell, who manages to flick the ball away for Hyde. Now the ball comes out again. Sam Oakes, I believe, has come up with the error. It just continues, Dylan. It feels like we're repeating ourselves again, but it's real tough sledding when you just want to keep hold of possession. I think Ian Talbot on that sideline will be ripping his hair out over just quite how his team are just not staying in the game. Keep hold of the ball, and you're giving yourself a chance, aren't you? Yeah,
just a little bit too eager, I think. They made a bit of space with the inside ball and they pushed up with it, but just one ball too much, I think, which leads to the error, and Leeds again in good territory.
Very much in Saints' half of the field, and Leeds have been a side to produce those points, as we've seen already. The outside backs having an absolute field day so far today. 5 tries, led by that 2 from Riley Lum, and brilliant score from Marcus Gary as Leeds go again. Fox waits at dummy half, on for Lloyd. Dummies, then passes on for Harry Smith. Will he kick? No, he goes back over to the right with Harley Thomas. A little slip before he finds his feet, keeps the play going. Ned McCormack flings the pass out for Riley Lum. It's forward, says the referee. And a let off for St Helens there, when really that was... I almost preempted and thinking we'd be calling a Riley Lum hat-trick there going in at the corner. It's like going around the outside. But instead, luckily for Saints, they get the ball, unluckily, only 10 metres from their own try line.
Yep. Yeah, some good off-the-cuff rugby, it seems like, from Rhinos, playing a bit more freely, throwing the ball around, and Saints can't handle it at the minute, but they've been let off the hook there, and but still tough carries out of their own 10-metre line, as you said.
They, of course, have a tough run of fixtures, the Saints, and not only playing the Rhinos this week, Warrington at home next week, which could be a make-or-break game. If they can get 2 points in that and a high-scoring game, of course, then they're putting themselves in the conversation to be in there with Castleford, Hull KR, Hull FC, who are currently all on 8 points. They'll be looking to pick up a couple of wins down the stretch as well to put themselves in with a chance to be in that top 6 and playoff for a semi-final, and then hopefully subsequent grand final spot. You can follow all the action all the way, whether it's on Rhinos TV Plus or just following the Rhinos across social media, website, YouTube. You will stay in touch with everywhere. Saints getting lucky there. Huey Tinkler manages to charge down the kick. An offside call as it landed back in the arms of Marcus Gary there, Dylan. An unfortunate one, but it's the effort that's still there from Huey. He only knows he needs to stop that ball.
Yeah, a bit of a killer on the 5th tackle, but it sometimes happens, and they've just got to roll the sleeves up and defend this set out.
It's getting a little bit rowdy below us in the South Stand Terrace. Nice to see the crowd getting nicely in it early doors as Evan Jones makes sure to put the tackle on Swarbrick there. As now McGann, half a chance, and he was through, but not an opportunity. As he's taken to ground down there by Harley Thomas. As now Ollie Evans towards the 20. Saints have not been in this position for quite some time. Can they convert when required? Luca Walsh back inside from Matangi off the bench. He'll be looking to make an impact, the number 18. 6 appearances, 2 tries to his name this year as Oakes. Doing a hard up carry towards the posts. As Hyde looks left, looks right, goes to McGann. Nowhere for him to go. Harley Thomas tries to shut the door. Ned McCormack too manages to get away from both of them and ends up taking the tackle. Good work in the end from Leeds. Good goal line defence from Leeds. That's something that will please Chev Walker, I know, Dylan.
Yeah, definitely great defence on the Leeds right edge there. Harley got up to the 10-metre line, and you know the half-back for Saints didn't have much on and much to do.
I think that's where it's coming down to, isn't it? McGann's looking lively, Walsh is looking lively, but they need to create something. That's where they got the try earlier on. They're just not. Granted, the field position hasn't helped them at all, but you know, when it's got to that point of the field, they need to be trying to put something on to get a score. Yeah,
it is tough for them, though. It seems like every time Saints have got the ball, there's a brick wall in front of them. But yeah, the halves have been quite lively.
They need to produce something as we've hit the hour mark. We've been playing and no score since the break. Still Leeds Rhinos reserves 24, St Helens reserves 4. Thomas kicking away on the last. Jack Campbell get his hands on the ball to cart it back in. Still looking for a breaking try here. I have a feeling that the next score could be very crucial here, Dylan, for whether it's a Leeds try going for potentially extending that advantage, but a St Helens try could really open this up.
Yeah, definitely. I think it does need to come soon, though. The clock is going against them as we come to the closing stages of the game. But yeah, the next try will definitely be a crucial one.
Stableman Blue with that carry gets it out wide now as Knox. Well tackled in the end. Harley Thomas going through some real good defensive work at the minute. Oakes back up the middle into the tackle of Thomas. He is a tackling machine today. I'm interested to see his stats as the number 6 for Leeds keeps going. Now McGann has to kick away. Thomas takes him out. Manages to be caught just shy of the try line by Wade White, who'll come back in. But Leeds still, at this point in the game, putting on the pressure, Dylan. Harley Thomas is putting in the defensive effort and trying to make it difficult for those Saints players.
Yeah, just them extra effort areas from Harley there, you know, pressuring the kicker. It's something we're thankful of as full-backs and, you know, the back three, because, you know, the more pressure on the kicker, the easier the catch is for you. So, yeah, Wade White will be thankful for that.
As a flinged offload from Oliver Smart goes into the arms of Harley Thomas. It's opening up here for Leeds. They've got it's 2-on-2, but there's players coming in the backfield. Harry Smith in the end decides to take the tackle. Now Stead at dummy half on for Zach Lloyd. Arcs back against the grain. Flings an offload for Elliot Fox. Fox, great offload. Brilliant try. Brilliant support play from the hooker. And gets his 2nd try of the reserves season. He's been fantastic coming off the bench for Chev Walker's side, as he did when he came through the academy, and he's in the right place at the right time, Dylan, there to take that offload and score, like we said, a crucial try for the Rhinos.
Yeah, I think it just got a little bit too quick for the Saints defence there. You know, we were finding our fronts, getting our noses through, playing the ball quick. You see Harry there, got down, played the ball quick, went right to Lloyd. Who, yeah, you can see that the Saints defence are backtracking. They've not really got off the line and
can't wrap the ball there, crucially.
Yeah, great offload, and you know Fox is there to get a 4-pointer.
Always poaching in and around those areas. That's where your hookers like to be. If it's not a hooker, then it tends to be a fullback. If I'm right in saying, Dylan, it tends to be someone like yourself or a Wade Wright.
Yeah.
As he gets his 2nd try of the season, scored against Huddersfield in the big win over at Lawn Hill earlier in the year. And of course, like I said as well, with a number of these Rhinos players, was part of that grand final team, knows what it takes to win this competition, does Elliot Fox. Gets his 2nd try in his 8th game of 2026. Now Zach Lloyd goes for the conversion and manages to just about get that one through. It's his third conversion of the day, makes it Leeds Rhinos reserves 30, St Helens reserves 4. We just see the try again, Lloyd. He always does this. He comes back across to the right and then he'll just instantly cut back against the grain, find where those tide markers are, or tide defenders are, and whether he's got a little offload game like he's got there, or whether he carries over the line himself, he knows how to find the line.
Yeah, that's what he does best. He's great at catching out the, a little bit lazy defenders coming back against the grain, and it paid off there, and Foxy gets the try.
So starts again for Leeds. We've taken their advantage to now 26 points. With about 15 minutes or so to go. Harry Smith cutting back infield. Nice tackle in the end from the Saints man. It was Alfie Tate all up and around the Leeds halfback there. Now Smart. On halfway, Fox. Harley Thomas decides that he can do a long pass as well. Finds the chest of Riley Lund, but it will end up with him being pushed over the sideline. The ball does come out, but not in time. St Helens will get the ball here, Dylan, but almost time to chance things when you're at this point in the game, and Harley can produce passes like that, throw it around a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. They'll be pleased with that, although with the Saints, they've got numbers in the tackle and just managed to just get him over, but again, it's nothing too wrong about trying stuff when you've got a 26-point lead.
Saints getting it back underway. Ollie Evans. It's now Oakes. Walsh. Short pass for Bradish. Manages to fling the ball away, and Walsh will pick it up again. Oh, it's a knock on. And again, the errors are just coming up. Trumps for Saints, putting them on the back foot and handing Leeds possession. They will just absolutely lap up. It wouldn't surprise me here if we're going to see potentially another score here, Dylan. Looking at how Leeds can attack from this position, and they have attacked from this position. They really do like making the most of these chances. Yeah, definitely. They've shown in this game they can score from anywhere in the field. So, yeah, Leeds will be licking their lips at this opportunity just past the halfway line. Thomas off of Ned McCormack. Just hits the turf. Off of the Leeds scrum. Now, back with Oliver Smart. Looking to build again. It always starts with a prop or an outside back carry, but Oliver Smart tends to, or has found himself being the second man to take the ball in. Leeds will keep coming forward. Joe Butterfield returning to the action. Elliot Fox. Harry Smith, short pass for Zach Lloyd, fancy to score himself. He's already set one up. Thought he'd set up another. Fox, does he fancy a second try? He goes for the line. Just close. Just within inches as Leeds reach the last. Will they go left? Will they go right? Lloyd at dummy half. Goes to Harry Smith. Dabs a little kick in behind. There's chasers all around the Saints players. Jack Campbell blocks out all the noise and steps up with a great fullback take there, Dylan. That must be something you can appreciate. Yeah, definitely. He's done very well there. He had, I think it was Jacob Hardy and Jacob Stead really following in on him. So penalty too to Saints. Disappointing one to give away for the Rhinos. They had Saints in that familiar position that we've seen, which is down by inside their own 20. Still an opportunity here. Police to really crown the game if they can stop Saints with just about 10 minutes or so to go. Gives us an opportunity as well in our next break of play. We'll be able to tell you the starting squad for the main Super League game. We'll come on to that one and tell you exactly who's in Brad Arthur's lineup very shortly as play continues here. Thomas and Lloyd making the tackle on the Saints man. Now White comes back, Walsh comes back across the middle of the field, excuse me. Soldiers one-up plays though for Saints. Nothing much they can be doing here. Oliver Evans with another tough carry, but Saints only just inside Leeds' line as Walsh goes high on the last. Kicks towards Marcus Gary. Gary immediately was going to try and get to protect the ball. Instead, stepped back and took it well and makes a few more metres for his efforts there. Really good take from Marcus.
Yeah, great return. You know, stepping off that right foot as he always does. Yeah, he'll be happy with that. Bought us a good 10 metres from where he caught it from.
So Leeds continuing to come forward with Evan Jones. Good carry from the prop. Gets himself just shy of the 40. He's been quite solid since coming on, Evan. He's got through the shift, and with Robin Smith going off as well, he's probably been made to do a little bit more work as well, saying that.
Yeah, it's been great work from Evan. It reminds me a lot to Huey Tinkler, you know, run hard, tackle hard. It's basic, but it's very effective.
As Thomas's kick goes high, comes off the hands of Harley Thomas. Harley keeps it alive. Right alone for the hat-trick. No, he's in touch. Is he? Yes, he is. The touch judge flag goes up. There was a second there. Yes, again, we thought Riley had a hat-trick. But brilliant play from Harley Thomas, just following up on his own kick. Was there when it was batted back by Lum. And unfortunate for the winger, he could not sneak in at the corner before being taken into touch. A good opportunity now to show you, or tell you at least, the Rhinos lineup. It's pretty much unchanged from the last game against Huddersfield. Fergus McCormack retains his place at fullback. Ryan Hall and Mike Acevo on the wings. Harry Newman and Ash Handley at centres. Brodie Croft and Jake Connor, of course, in the halves. And then into the pack. Mikolaj Ledski, Cooper Jenkins are at prop, with Jared O'Connor at hooker. The second rows are Chris Hankinson and James McDonald. Congratulations to Chris, by the way, on his 100th Super League game, and congratulations to Ash Handley on his 250th Leeds appearance. Great milestones for those gentlemen. And Callum Watkins rounds off the Leeds lineup, wearing number 30 in the loose forward position. On the bench for Leeds, Keenan Palacia, Danny Levi, Cameron Smith, and Presley Cassell. So plenty of young Rhinos and plenty of players who've had reserves action. Presley Cassell, one of those. Fergus McCormack, another, who've used this competition to really good effect this year. As the siren goes off again, not quite sure why, because we've got plenty of this half still to play. Second time that one's happened. They're just trying to end the game early, but we want more reserves action, so we will give you it. As Leeds with White plays the ball for Fox. Now Tinkler, Oliver Smart, big carry up the field, gets the ball away for Elliot Fox. Tried to kick ahead, and Saints instead will go with a little bit of razzle-dazzle themselves. Nicely taken by Tom Nicholson-Watson, getting that there, doing his best fullback impression. And play will proceed with Jacob Hardy. Not coming back for the kick ahead from Elliot Fox, says the referee. We are going to play on, and I like that call. As Harry Smith for Evan Jones. Breaks out one tackle and keeps on going. Evan, a buoyant performance, to say that he also scored 2 tries against Huddersfield last time out for the under-18s. He is a man also in form. As Nicholson-Watson, Thomas for McCormack. There's a man down for St Helens. Leeds will look to try and make advantage, and they can't. Thought Riley Lum potentially could have taken the ball off Ned McCormack there, but he was going for the try line himself, was Ned. As Leeds back through the middle with Butterfield, only knows one way, and that's forward. Good carry from the prop, hits the deck. 5 or so from the Saints line. Fox for Harley Thomas, goes for the line. Harley, no chance there with all those Saints bodies around him. He's taken 4 of them in with him. And a quick play of the ball too for Fox. Smith dabs a kick in, there's chasers. Jacob Hardy seals the win here for the Rhinos. He got 1 try in the first half, a bit more of a straightforward try in the second, as he latches onto Harry Smith's dab kick ahead. And Jacob Hardy, with his 4th try of the reserve season, Dylan, really just crowns off what's been all good about Leeds today. The half-back play and the outside-back scoring.
Yeah, another great try. Jacob Hardy's had a great game today. You know, he's carried well, and every time he's had the ball, he's looked dangerous. And you know, we see him here getting on the, and some good vision again from Harry Smith. And yeah, it's a nice take and a nice try again for Jacob Hardy.
It's a tough one to read, isn't it, when you're a Saints defender there? You want to sort of rush up and put pressure, but at the same point, what else can they do there? It's you're really leaving your winger exposed on that occasion, and you know, Jack Campbell's able to get across but do nothing at such a short notice. It's a tough one for them to take.
Yeah, I think Harry gives great deception as well. You know, he fakes to throw the pass and then threads it through on the foot. So yeah, just credit to him as well for that.
So Zach Lloyd back with the kicking tee in his hands, looking to convert his 4th of the game. With eyes on the post, just off to this left-hand side, is about 10 metres or so just to the left. So he sets up, steps up, boot goes through the ball, it's swinging closely again and then curves away beautifully. Makes the score. Leeds Rhinos reserves 36, St Helens reserves 4 as we enter the final 5 minutes. Those 2 tries though, Dylan, have they've really made the difference, haven't they? It's blown the game in our favour. Yes, we had a 20-point advantage, but it really solidifies that result now for us.
Yeah, they all matter as well. You think, looking at the table, you know, you never know when that points difference might help you out in, you know, the difference of a place. So yeah, Leeds will be happy with them 2 extra tries there, and they'll look to get another one on the board.
As Tom Nicholson-Watton running back in as if it was the first minute. Always so good when he's played in the reserves comp as Tom, as well as when he's played out on loan. Had an opportunity at Castleford earlier in the year, played a little bit at Hunslet too, and here he is with the ball in hand again for Joe Butterfield now. Smith to Lloyd, back against the grain, tries an offload. Not an opportunity this time. Saints doing well to stop the Leeds loose forward, but it's a set restart. So not really doing too well at the end of that tackle as Butterfield again carries in hard. Fox waiting at dummy half. Nicholson-Watton. Good play. Thomas tries to dart his way through and does eventually get through. Harley Thomas back on his inside. Manages to dart and turn his way away before hitting the turf. 25 metres out from that Saints line. Butterfield. Smith flings one over the top for Jacob Hardy. Quick pass on for Marcus Gary. Can he get away? But no, he can't. There was always defenders coming across there to stop the Leeds winger. He wasn't quite in enough space to score and get away to score as Evan Jones absolutely pancaked Harvey Bradish, taking no prisoners at all as he takes out the Leeds number 15. A brutal hit. To say we've waited 77 minutes for that hit, Dylan. I'm might be a little bit shook up there, Evan.
Yeah, great hit. I mean, I don't think Evan had much choice. As soon as he caught the ball, it met him well. So, yeah, a great shot there.
I didn't want to say quite was a hospital pass, but it's halfway to being what he served him up on a plate, and Bradish went, "Thank you very much." Bang.
Yeah, I think it was just a good read from the defender though as well. He met him right as he caught the ball, and yeah, not much Evan could do there.
It gives Saints an opportunity to have ball back in hand, but not a lot they can do with the scoreline as it is. They've been brutally outplayed by Leeds' outside back core in this game. And we touched on it throughout, and we'll say it again. When you've got players scoring 6 tries all on the outside, it's a testament not only to the finishing abilities, but also the halves and the forwards as well for doing their efforts up the middle. But a good performance all round for this Leeds side lineup as Saints pick up another penalty, but looking at the clock, it will not matter. Walsh opting to kick and go downfield. Will there be a consolation opportunity here? As we'll ask you as well, Dylan, we'll ask you for your man of the match, but I feel like there's a number of players you could claim here.
Yeah, I think you could go all over the field, but I do think Jacob Hardy is worth a shout. Obviously Riley Lum with 2 tries, is it?
Of course, the ball comes over the top for Stableman Blue, back inside for Walsh. Can't get away. I think it was a forward pass anyway, says our referee. He will claim his innocence here. Will Lucas Stableman Blue. I didn't look like a bad pass to me. But in the end, desperate work provides no points to be scored. Saints remain with the 4 they've got, only by that Matthew Penketh try in the first half. Leeds, though, winding down the clock, will take in as many breaths as they can before that final whistle sounds. As what Dylan has said, it's been an all-round performance. It's tough to pick a particular victor out there. If you were to pick a man of the match, it's been pretty good all-round for these young Rhinos.
Yeah, I don't think I could name one player. I think even Wade White's had a great reserves debut. You know, he's held his own a lot in there and
totally agree.
Carried well as he does there again. And yeah, I think it'd be too harsh to single one player out.
Yeah, absolutely would. Tom Nicholson-Watson, for his sheer effort, he is a man who is unstoppable at times. Wouldn't really want to be pulling him off the field. I don't know if he says to the training staff, no, I'm not coming off, you're leaving me on the field, when they do have to ask him to come off, but always a good sign. As Smith for Lloyd manages to fling an offload, picked up by Smith. Leeds going back a little bit further though. They're on the last though, Leeds, as Jones manages to get a kick away. That's what this game needed, a prop forward, kicking deep and kicking well and forcing an error. Fashions a few shouts below us in the south stand. A prop should not be kicking the ball like that. Nevertheless, and making an error from the fullback. It was brilliant from Evan Jones.
Leeds have got the ball back, that's all that matters, isn't it? So, yeah, great oof from him, to be fair. It didn't land out of the field of play, so Leeds get the ball back and might be able to get a try in just before the end of the game.
And I am absolutely in trouble because I've got our great friend at Leeds Rhinos and Sky Sports broadcaster Barry McDermott looking at me saying, yes, prop forwards can kick rugby balls. Apologies, Barry. As Oliver Smart for Leeds, looking to really crown this one out. A try would do it as Fox goes for his second of the game. Well held up though by Saints, but has he got to the ground?
Got it. Yeah.
Oliver Salmon steps back and gives the try, and well deserved nevertheless for a hooker who's come on the field and his impact has been felt. Yes, we've looked at the performances of Joe Diskin in recent weeks and his try scoring ability. Elliot Fox has been given the chance to be out there and has taken it not just with the try scoring, but the way that he's going out of dummy half, the speed he's showing, it's brilliant.
Yeah, I think he's just a bright spark off the bench, Foxy. I think, when you get them tired middles of any team after a period of play, he's the best player to come on and rip holes through him. So, see there again as it comes on.
You all come off the smart carry back into the middle of the field, and this should be the final act, I believe, of this thrilling reserves game. As we see there, Fox just taking the most out of some unset markers. I thought Saints had done a great job.
Yeah, he's done very well.
Campbell in there and Cole Marsh to hold the hooker up, but the desire to want to get to the try line and want to get that ball down, it's superb to see as he marks his first brace as a reserves player. And Zach Lloyd will step up to crown this one. Leeds Rhinos looking to make this 42 points to 4. Should Zach be able to kick this one from the sideline? As he takes his time, Lloyd, and steps up, takes his usual stance, go through his routine. Will the flags go up or down? They stay down. But nevertheless, it takes nothing away from what has been a thrilling and slightly one-sided performance here at AMT Headingley. The Leeds Rhinos reserves getting the job done. A spot in the top 6 now sealed as they defeat St Helens reserves 40 points to 4. Dylan, overall, I feel like we're going to echo what we've already said, but a fantastic display from all across the field for the Rhinos and a really professional performance in what could have been a difficult one when St Helens come to town.
Yeah, definitely. They controlled the game very well, Leeds. I thought the middles carried really hard, found the front and really set that platform for the outside backs to do what they do and score plenty of tries for 40 points.
And it's an opportunity, given that they go to Hull KR away next week, that they can seal whether it's third place that they're in at the minute, whether it could be second place, depending on how results happen. But they are secure in their position. St Helens will have to find out their fate. If they can get a win against Warrington the last game of the year, it will put them in a strong position to want to be in that 6, but they will have to fight if they want to be in with a chance of being grand finalists. A tough one to take for Ian Talbot's side, who only managed 1 try in the first half, didn't manage to score in the second. Leeds, though, definitely had to wait for their opportunities for points. It has to be said, this second half far more competitive looking at that first 20 minutes or so. Yeah,
definitely. I think there were times where Saints did show they were in the arm wrestle, and yeah, they were sort of in it, but I think Leeds just proved too strong in the end, and as we can tell, the scoreline shows that.
Well, we will look at those try highlights for you from this second half, and like we said, it just took a little bit of time to get going for the Rhinos, but they managed to do just that. Wade White, with a big opportunity to score a try on his debut, was very unlucky not to do so, was judged to be in touch by the officiating team in what would have crowned a sensational performance. Took nothing away from what was a great afternoon for the young fullback, but Elliot Fox, after the hour mark, made sure to get his way over the line. Zach Lloyd managed to get an offload away, and Fox there in support to find the try line. In the first of his 2 tries, there was a chance again for Leeds to keep the points coming. Riley Lum going in at the corner, but judged again to be in touch. 2 big chances really missed for the winger to seal a hat-trick in what's been a sensational year so far for him. But Leeds nevertheless kept their foot on the gas pedal and continued to find some points. Harry Smith again, the architect, dabbing a kicker behind, and Jacob Hardy completing another brilliant afternoon, like we've said, for the outside backs, getting his second of the game, joining Riley Lum with 2 tries for this game. Before, as you've just seen, Elliot Fox making the most of a big drive at the line from Oliver Smart to then go straight off dummy half, take those markers on and force his way to the line and make this one a big win again for Chev Walker's side, winning out 40 points to 4. My name's been Dan Hawkin. It's been an absolute pleasure to have your company, whether you're a Rhinos TV Plus subscriber or new to the network. We really hope you're subscribing after this one and really wanting to see what we've got on offer coming for the rest of the season, including the action here on Saturday. Leeds Rhinos women up against York Valkyrie, not just in the Betfred Women's Super League, but in the under-19s too. It will be a great double header, and you will not want to miss any of the action. Just $5.99 a month, and you can watch this, all the live streams, all the exclusive content, so much more. It'd be great to have you on board. Well, thank you to Dylan for his comments and joining me up in the commentary booth. We hope to see you next time.